If you want free traffic from Google and you want to separate your brand and products from your competitors, then I highly recommend that you start investing in creating written and video content. Now, once you create this video and written content, then you want to get it ranked organically so that the search engines can start sending you free traffic. Now, what this is going to do is build that trust and credibility with the users that are actually viewing your actual blog pages, because they can see if they're clicking on an organic post and an ad, and typically an organic post is going to actually build more trust and credibility. So in this video, we're going to be talking with Shane from Netfluence, who's going to be giving us some strategies on how to best organically rank content and some of the strategies that he does inside his agency to get blog content ranked. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video and let's go ahead and jump into it, starting with me telling you who I am. All right, so if you don't know me, my name is Ian Smith and I run an Amazon marketing agency called Evolve Media Agency. We work with a lot of Amazon sellers and we help them to boost up the conversion rate of their Amazon product listing pages and their storefronts. And how do we do this? Well, we do a lot of product photo shoots, video shoots. We build Amazon storefronts. We do graphic design to get those images from the photo shoot and turn them into high converting infographic images. So we'll build out the EBC and A+ content section. And overall, we'll make sure that that listing page converts as high as possible so that when you want to go run PPC ads or Google search ads or TikTok ads or any kind of external traffic, then it's going to actually convert a lot better, give you a higher ROAS and give you a lower ACoS. So if you want to book a free consulting call with me to find out what your page's conversion rates are and how to best go about boosting them up, then go to emaamz.com. All right, so now let's jump into the video talking with Shane so he can tell you about some of his strategies on how he goes about ranking written content organically high up in the Google search results. What's up, Shane? Thanks for jumping on this video with me, man.
Yeah, awesome to be here.
Yeah, so you're with Netfluence. Can you tell me about what you guys do over there?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we basically do content marketing, but we just do it a little bit differently. So a lot of times you get these content marketing companies, they'll write content, lots of good people out there doing that, but that's it. So what we do is we sort of take it to the next level and we combine content. We promote the content, so we're pushing it out in front of audiences. We're not just hoping someone blindly sees it. And we're also blending that with this off-page SEO. So we're doing backlinking, we're doing Web 2.0 stuff. We're just tying it together so you get a lot more bang for your buck. That's basically what we do.
Okay. Gotcha. So your main focus is really like written content and then some photo content, I would imagine, within those blogs, a lot of blog type of websites, things like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing we do is we sort of do it at scale. Like we can do anything you want. So let's say you're like, well, I'm crazy. We can do 100 blogs a month for you. And that's probably something I guess we're going to talk about here is this quantity. Yeah. But we do a minimum of 10. And yes, it's written. So we're doing articles, we're doing news articles, we do infographics, but we're not, if we're supplied with images or videos and things, we'll incorporate that. We are going to be incorporating video again in the future. We used to, we dropped it for a while, but yes, it's primarily written content. We use it in different ways. So not always how people think, which we can talk about, but yeah. So for you, I mean, you're a video guy, you're creating videos. What we would do with our content is use it to promote your video. Not always, but sometimes always for certain clients, just depends on what they got going on. Everyone's unique. Every business is unique. So we tailor our plan, really built around what we're doing for them.
Gotcha. Yeah, so like for me, because I like to focus on video with TikTok and YouTube videos, TikTok is new for me. I started it like earlier this month in August, so it's been less than a month and things are going well so far. But I like to take that video and then incorporate it also into written content. So just a small little plug for my blog, which I have not really been pushing out there, but evolvemediablog.com is where if you're curious to see what we do with our written content. So basically what we're doing is we're taking our YouTube videos and then we're fleshing them out into writing, putting them on a WordPress website, because I hear, rumor is that WordPress is really great when it comes to SEO and organic ranking on Google. And then just to jumpstart things a little bit more, I'm embedding the video, putting the copy, but to drive traffic in, I'm just doing some Google search ads and just kind of driving some keyword phrase, targeting ads into the blog. But yeah, in this video, we want to be talking about quantity of content versus quality of content. So I guess which way do you sway, Shane, on quantity versus quality?
honestly, this is probably the most common question I get, because so many people, we have such a diverse range of people come to us. We've got people who are, maybe they're physical product sellers on Amazon, and they say, well, I've got this little website, but I don't have a blog. Oh my gosh, can I do this? And you've got other people who have very developed businesses, a really robust blog, and maybe they're great writers, or maybe they've hired great writers, whatever. So you get everything in between. And that's why I say we have to sort of tailor things to each client. But there's sort of two schools of thought. So on one side, you've got guys like Neil Patel. He's really well known in the SEO space, really smart guy. He says, look, if you're going to do a blog, make it the best blog there is out there. It's got to be absolutely one of the best. Otherwise, don't do it. And there's a certain truth to that. On the other side, we use bulk content as an SEO tool. Now, if we're doing, let's say we do 10 blogs a month for you, is every single one of those blogs going to be Pulitzer Prize winning, articles? Of course not. Of course not. But we're going to be using them in an SEO perspective. So it depends on what we're doing for a client. Or we're trying to get their URL ranked. Or we're trying to rank one of their pieces of content, like one of your videos, to get that pushed up. Or maybe we're trying to rank one of your blogs. Maybe what we do for you will never even, maybe not never, but it's unlikely that our content will be seen that much, because we're directing all the links to push up your particular pieces of content. So there's two ways to look at it. If you are one of those people who is producing really good videos, really good blog, all this great stuff, then you know what? We're not going to try and get those blogs ranked. We're just going to use our material to rank whatever you've got already. On the other hand, if you're a new business, you're nowhere to be found anywhere. Okay, this is what we're doing. We're going to try and get anything onto page one of Google, whether that's a blog article, maybe we'll get a Yahoo article, maybe we'll get an image, an infographic, whatever, all the stuff we're creating. And slowly over time, we're building that authority. We'll pull your URL up so you can start, your URL will be ranking, whether you're a service-based business or, if you're a physical product seller, you want people to go onto Google, type in that keyword, best XYZ product, and see that direct to Amazon link come up, or direct to your Shopify, or direct to Walmart, or wherever you happen to be selling. So that's kind of the two schools of thought. And there's no right or wrong answer, I don't think. It really just depends on your situation and our goals. And those can shift too. Like for a while, we might just put all the pressure on trying to rank some of your stuff, and then we might back away from that. Maybe it's ranking really well. All right, let's just try and get general rankings for keywords to pull the website up. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And so when I think of SEO, I think long time horizons, like it could take 6 to 8 months, it could definitely take a while. So while you guys are waiting for your strategies start to gain momentum, are you guys running any kind of ads at all? Because I'm like a huge ads guy. Like I love running ads to kind of pour gasoline on the fire and get things going faster. But what are your thoughts on doing, I guess you would do both, right? So you'd have your organic approach, but also incorporating some ads to drive traffic faster.
Yeah, that's a super good question. And I think that comes up a lot, because a lot of people, we actually get asked a lot of advice on Google Ads, but I'm not the guy to ask. So we don't run ads ourselves, but we always encourage our clients to when they want to. Now, one of the things we also do over at Netfluence is we manage your Google My Business, it's called Google Business Profile now. That can be very, very important. Again, that's not something that's going to change your life or your business in 30 days, but over 6 months, a year, 2 years, heck yeah. If you can start showing up on some of those preferred spots that Google experiments with, at the top of page one, wonderful. That Google Business Profile really resonates with Google Ads. They're going to reward you because you're spending money in their ecosystem, right? So I always encourage people to run Google Ads when they can and where they can.
Yeah. So going back to the topic of like quality versus quantity, I'm the kind of guy where I would want to do both. If not, I may lean a little bit more towards quantity, because some of these social platforms, my ranking really comes in on like YouTube and TikTok, trying to get videos ranked there. So those platforms won't really take you seriously until you actually have a decent amount of videos there. Then they'll start to rank you. So you kind of have to bust out a lot of quantity. And then as you continuously post, because they're also looking at how often are you actually posting and what's the frequency there. And then obviously they're going to look at what's the watch time and how much of this content are people consuming. So I personally like to have a balance of like, yes, I want to have quality content, but I also want to have quantity. But I guess I would say I'm more 60% quantity, 40% quality.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. I think it's a smart thing too. We'll have people who. Here's a good example. We have a client. He's a psychologist. I'm not going to say he's world renowned, but he's becoming fairly well known. And he'll write these epically long pieces of content, 30, 40, 50,000 words. But he's not pumping them out every single month. Maybe he does one a year, maybe he does 4 a year. It really just depends on what's going on in his life. So let's say he does an article on. I think the example I used before was like depression or anxiety, something like that. Well, great. We can't write those articles. Our writing team, we're not medical doctors, right? So we let him write this great, fantastic, very technical article, and then we'll do supporting articles. 5 signs you might be suffering from depression, or 7 things you can do to relieve anxiety when you're at work, whatever, customer intent keywords we're focusing on. And we'll just drive our links to try and push up his article. And I think that's something that a lot of people do. Like, look, there's certain things in their business they really like to talk about, but they're not going to be put on a blog every week or 2 a week, or maybe not even once a month, but they can have their own premier little blog on their site or wherever they're hosting and let us do content. Then when they do something that they want links pointed to them, bam, 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 we'll just point it all to them. So there's a lot of ways you can mix it up and shift. You don't have to say, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. It can flow back and forth depending on what you need. And I think that's for you, because of what you're doing. I think that's kind of a perfect thing. Now, the other thing too, is that for us, we're typically ranking people on page 1 of Google or Google News within 30 days, even if they're nowhere to be found. And it's a little bit of a, it's not your URL. We're going to, because I'd be a billionaire. We wouldn't be talking right now if I could do that. What we're doing is we're just getting something onto page 1, an article. Maybe it's an infographic. Maybe it's, like I said, like a Yahoo or a Google News, article or news release, something like that. Something. So if I type in that keyword, there's something on page 1 linking back to your product, to one of your online properties. And that's the way we go forward. So we start to build it. The goal is to then ensure we're your URL, your actual product URL or your page URL is moving up onto page 1, hopefully within 60 or 90 days for lots of keywords. But the ultimate intention is this: 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road. Because, content marketing, SEO, it's not going to change your life, in a month, right? Yeah. Down the road, when I go onto Google and I type in a keyword that we've been focusing on, I want to see that page smothered. I want to see images. I want to see videos. I want to see articles. I want to see news releases. And, hopefully your link is going to be in there as well. Then you're dominating page 1. And that's how we're building this brand trust and this authority. And we're building real brand. That's how we're doing it.
So the ultimate benefit to this whole SEO approach is, your organic ranking. So you have free traffic. Ultimately, you're doing your work, you're paying up ahead of time. And then down the road, you should have a bit of free traffic coming in. But what are some of the other benefits to doing this like organic SEO for blog content?
Yeah, I guess the nice thing about content marketing is, unlike ads, the minute you turn off the money, the ads go away. Yeah. Content marketing, it can stick around forever, right? Sometimes you have stuff stick around for years. So it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
But it just allows you to really get a lot of keyword exposure for a lot less than you'd pay for ads. And it's building trust and authority. So we're trying to get people on page 1, just like the advertising principle. You have those 7 touch points, right? People need to keep seeing your brand, and then boom, it's in your head. So when you're coming from the e-commerce space, a lot of people don't understand the traditional space, taking out an ad in a magazine or having a billboard on the side of the highway or something, because it's hard to measure that ROI. Really tough. What did that billboard generate for you? Maybe you saw a sales spike, maybe you didn't, but people are going to see that billboard for, 6 months or 3 months, whatever. It gets in their head. There's a reason why Coca-Cola does that. There's a reason why these big companies do that. They want you to always be omnipresent in their mind. And that's what we're trying to do online. We're trying to build that omnipresence. And I think it's ultimately, yes, it results in traffic and sales, but I think the first goal is really building trust and authority.
Gotcha. Okay. So before we wrap this video up, what is that one thing that you would recommend to all business owners that they need to be doing, one kind of golden nugget, like one massive tip that you can tell people that has maybe moved the needle massively for your business or for your client's business or something like that?
I think if there's one thing you could do, and it might sound a little bit old school and cheesy, but it still works, and especially if you have a limited budget, try and get out a high quality of a press release once a month.
Okay.
Because those press releases can stick around for a while. And the reason why I say press release is this. Let's say you make a blog, whether you host it on your own site or, sometimes we'll post on Medium or HubSpot. If you don't have a blog, we'll create a space for you over there. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Ideally, you're going to get all kinds of traffic, but that's not the reality. You write, even if you write a great article, how many people are going to see it? Very few. It takes time to get that going. And that's why we have our system where we syndicate content, we push it out, we do all this different types of content. And we do this off-page SEO to really accelerate. But if you're only going to do one thing, a blog, for example, versus a press release, do the press release. Because at least the press release is pushing that out to high authority sites, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, depending on the network you use. Yeah. And you're getting it in front of people's eyeballs, and it can stick around for a long time. So get a little bit of bang for your buck. Don't expect a lot of traffic. Don't expect to your sales to shoot off the needle go through the roof the next day. That can happen depending on the press release, but it's not common. But it does build that trust and authority.
Well, and consistency is key. With content creation, organic SEO, building a brand, scaling a business, it always comes down to consistency. So whatever you do, definitely try to do it often. With the press release, I definitely have some good success stories to talk about with press releases. So I do like that, with a lot of content writers out there, they're going to those press release websites, PR Newswire, I think is one of them. They'll go there and they'll kind of look through what kind of things they can write about. So the juicier and the more enticing you can make your press release, the more likely you'll actually get picked up by one of those content writers out there for one of those big platforms. And then you can actually, get some eyeballs on your content. So I guess try to be a little clickbaity, or just try to make your stories sound sexy, right? Try to make it sound good so that you get picked up. But anyway, thank you so much, Shane, for jumping on this video with me, man. If they want to learn more about what you offer, where can they go?
Netfluence.co. I know there's a few different Netfluence companies out there, but Netfluence.co, and check out what we got going on.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you got some value from this video, and we'll see you in the next one.